Good morning, the Card Geek here. I am doing a short video on a frequently asked question. Do we predict? Do we predict? Are we fortune tellers? Am I a counselor? Am I a psychic reader? What am I? I will answer for myself. I lay the cards. I use a system or lots of systems. And I use a method of prediction. It's quite simple. I ask a question, a very to the point question most of the time. I ask a question about the future. I lay the cards. I read the cards in their system. I read their placements, I read their meanings, and I read the overall spread. I read the system, the science of the system, how it's been passed down through generations and generations of readers, and then I add my intuition on top. So it is a basic answering the question using the cards and a system, and then adding intuition on top. I am often asked if I, by new readers as they're looking for their way perhaps on the reading future, on their career as a reader. And no, I don't counsel. I am not a counselor. I don't want to be a counselor. I am not a spiritual counselor. I am a card reader. I read the system and I give the answers to the cards that have been laid. There are many that say that we don't predict. My definition of prediction would be answering a future question, and that's what I do with the cards. So for me, it is predicting, it is fortune telling, and it's not counseling, it's not a spiritual counsel. I answer questions. I don't handhold. I don't try and make you feel better about your future. I read what the cards say. A straight to the point what the cards say. Kipper is brutally honest. It will lay your future there in front of you, whether you want to listen to it or not. It will be there. Lenormand is also very a very honest system, and naturally the gypsy cards. I do giggle when I say gypsy cards because I say that Kipper's brutal, which it is. Gypsy cards can be just mean. They are so honest in their language. Language is probably the best way of putting it. So I lay the cards, I read the placement, I use the meanings of the cards, I use the system and how the system works together, and then I add on my tuition. It's the building blocks that actually make up a full read. And how do we predict timing? Well, I always use a GT. The GT for me is the ultimate, the Grand Tableau or Große Tafel in German. It is the ultimate predictive spread, as we can set a time scale and read very clearly on what dates we are looking for. I will do a quick example using Lenormand. 3 months we'll just do. I'm really going to break this down into easy language so you can actually then apply it to a GT and see how predictions are actually done using that. I've set my intention. Cheers, me dears. Okay. So we can, for example, use these cards as a work read and imagine our question is, we've done month 1, month 2, month 3, And our question is, when will I have the most complicated time at work? Month 1. Month 2 will be where I have to put the most work in with our whip. And month 3 will be when the most painful work month is. Couldn't you give me nicer cards? Another example. Whoops. Make sure I'm doing it in the right direction, because obviously I'm looking in the camera. So if we are trying to predict when a financial amount will come in on the work front, it'll be in month 1. If we're trying to predict when we will be famous, if you like, or get the most recognition at work, it would be month 2. And if we'd ask the question, when will any changes be made on the work front? Month 3. So that's a really simplified way of breaking down the predictive times. If you set a GT, if you are doing the 8x4, for example, try it. Set an 8 month and start with the left-hand month being month 1. See what month you're, if you're late for a theme, for example, work, and a mental question on your work. See where the card falls in which month, and then look to the cards around it to find out how that situation will evolve. Let's have a look at our lovely keeper cards. I do the same. Oops. So again, if we take it as an example on work, we could say that, when am I going to have the recognition I deserve at work? You're going to get it in month 1. When am I going to be happiest at work? Month 2. Look at her, she just looks so mean. When are things going to go pear-shaped at work? Month 3. So prediction is actually that simple. As long as you ask a specific question and answer that question specifically using a intention of a timescale set, the card meanings, the card placements, and understand how the timescale passes through your GT, you can predict. And that's what these card systems are. They are a tool of divination. They are a tool to predict the future. And as long as you ask a future question, you will get a future answer. It's that easy. Follow the system. Learn the card meanings, learn the card placement, learn the system, and then add your intuition on top. And you will be the most awesome reader. We have courses on at the moment. We have a Lenormand course running next week, a workshop. Check out our website, worldlenormandassociation.com, and join us on Facebook. You can find the World Lenormand Association on Facebook, the World Kipper Association on Facebook, the Card Geek page, of course. And my book is coming out soon, and it is entitled The Card Geek's Guide to Kipper. If you want updates on that, have a look on my website. Subscribe to my newsletter, thecardgeek.co.uk. And that's about it. Enjoy predicting. Try it. Don't try to counsel people. Leave that to the people who want to counsel. Don't try to spiritually evolve your querent. Give them an answer to the question they actually want answered. Your systems will do that for you. Have a lovely day.